You know, we have a passion for education and support of it because everybody needs it and not everybody has the wherewithal to provide it. The forerunner to the foundation, of course, was the founding committee, which Opal Allen was the mother dragon to get that going. Feeling that we needed a community college here, and there were lots of us who agreed with her. And Dr. Jim Dixon, who was a local dentist here at the time, was very interested. And he was actually chairman or president of this founding committee. And that went on for, 4 years or more. The first president was Charles Nicholas, who got rolling early on, really serious about it, because as soon as the gates opened, there were people lined up to register and come to school here. I'm a great believer in education, and at whatever point one starts, education is always available. Yes, I've been chair of the scholarship committee for a good many years, and there have been wonderful people coming through our endowed scholarships, which are a $10,000 principal base, and we use the revenue from the invested principal. But also we have scholarships of all kinds. People can, just send in a one-shot memorial gift or any kind of a supportive gesture toward scholarships, and we don't waste any of it. We use it all. Legacies that are very important. Susie Webb was one, and Dorothy Chafin, and Del Diesel, the most recent one. Yes, and these, of course, give a very nice boost so that we can do something really significant. We're just thrilled that we can provide as many scholarships as we do. It's just very heartwarming when people see the real value and pleasure of contributing to education through Yavapai College, especially. When you get a thank you letter from a college scholarship recipient, you'll never have a better day. It was a thrill when we were able to purchase some property in the Verde in order to establish a campus over there. And of course the college established the campus, but the foundation had to provide the wherewithal to have a place to put it. And that has progressed and developed over the years. And as I said, when we were able to establish a clinical nursing facility most recently over there as part of that campus, that's just an example of the things but the foundation is the funding avenue. The Verde, of course, has their own chapter now. They started as an auxiliary, and that just shows what can happen. But we have some strong people came along, and they're doing a great job, and they have their own chapter of the foundation now. The college has its hand out toward the foundation, and the foundation tries to put something in it. But the college is not bashful about letting the foundation know what the needs are and prioritize things, and it's the foundation's purpose and responsibility to rally to the need and do the best we can. As our purpose is to aid and abet the college, which means raise money and help them go with some of the programs that they want to start and just don't have money for. And part of that relates to land acquisition. That adjacent property is pretty hard to come by. That was our first very important asset investment, and over time we've been able to acquire some other properties that were valuable to the college. The foundation has that wonderful opportunity to be the tax-deductible avenue for anybody who wants to be supportive of the college, but the foundation can own property and lease it to the college, so it can be a source of revenue for the foundation quite legitimately, and the college gets to have some space, or very often programs. Our construction students, for example, when we started, the foundation would buy the property, and the students would have an actual hands-on opportunity to build a house. They introduced one of our first solar houses and all of that, and have taken national awards for these great efforts. And of course our technical program, which is one of our newer ones, that's out at the old Ruger building, we were able to acquire, and that is fabulous in producing students who are well respected. And we also, on the basis of quality of our student graduates, A major company has provided us with 10 diesel engines we never could afford to buy, so they have an actual hands-on experience in that element of the tech program out there. And this is the kind of thing that, that doesn't just come, you have to earn it. And so our reputation is shining. Of course, the Performance Hall is dear to my heart because it was under my presidency that we had the grand opening, but it took some time beforehand to raise the money. Work with getting the bond issue passed that was going to provide the community was going to provide the college with a Performance Hall. It would have been adequate, but certainly nothing special. And then the Lucheks, who are very special people, while he was in college, someone back in Wisconsin, I think he was from, on campus, had contributed either a legacy or some major contribution to provide a wonderful performance hall on the campus, which he was so impressed with that all those years later, after he retired and they came to Prescott, he came along and said he would give us $250,000 if we would match it. But that was over and above the bond issue, so that is why we were able to enhance our performance hall, and that opened up to the community to relate them not only to campus but to coming here and sharing the pride and having such a wonderful facility, because we're the best show north of Grady Gamage. That's another real boost to expansion of the foundation itself, because it involves more people just relating to their specialized interest. In other words, the Booster Club relative to athletics, Friends of the Art Gallery with the Sculpture Garden. This is a really special thing we have that nobody else has. And the PACE program with the Performance Hall, people who have made endowed investments there. And the music program now has, and we call these ancillary groups auxiliaries to the foundation. Now, Mr. Legate had no family, no heirs, but he had a nice legacy. And our friend Keith Quayle, who happened to be his attorney, was on our foundation board at the time. And Keith was very careful to not special interest him into Yavapai College. But when he mentioned Yavapai College, Mr. Legate got really interested, and it kind of stood apart from the others as far as education and training people. And so he went for it, but it related to the nursing program and paying for a chair for the nursing program. Well, now, no community college ever heard of having a chair for a department. Well, it was wonderful. The Family Enrichment Center relates to a training school for preschool children. Adele Webb gave a nice contribution there to help get it off the ground, but the foundation otherwise provided the money. They guaranteed that they would complete the funding, and it did, and so that's a great feather in the foundation's hat as well. I had a cousin visiting from back east. He said, "Oh, we have one of those too," and he was talking about how wonderful it was. And so I said, "Well, I'd like to take you over to let you see ours." So I brought him over, and he had a little tour. Well, his eyes popped wide open, I can tell you. He said, "Well, we have a good one, but it's nothing like this." So, we can be very proud of what we do offer here. We feel that people who benefit from someone else's charitable giving have every reason and right to later on in life, when they've made it, so to speak, to return that. And we often hear that when people make a contribution, no matter what the amount is. I talked to a lady the other day who she had never been in a position to give anything to anybody else, and she was so happy that she could make a small donation. She said that somebody had helped her years past, and she was finally able to do something, and that's what she wanted to do. So it's great. I'll tell you what, if there's anybody out there listening, if you would like to feel a warm reward in your heart for a good gesture, just send us money for a scholarship, because these scholarship students, it just really does warm your heart to get a thank you note from the student, and they tell us how important it was for them to get the scholarship and what they intend to do as a result of it. So there's just lots of good feeling about that, and I endorse it 1,000%. Yavapai College is here to stay, thanks to the support of a whole lot of people.